And here we go! Thursday, September 15, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you. I almost said good morning, but good afternoon, my friend.
Can't hear right now, but we'll figure that out.
Well, you heard me. I know you did.
I definitely can hear you loud and ready to go as always.
And proud.
Appreciate it. Shout out to you over there, Ryan. Ryan, let me start here, okay? As we bring in Maz as well. With Maz. Maz, how you doing over there?
Oh, I'm solid.
Doing good?
Hell yeah.
Excited for who we got on the show today?
I am. That's my man.
I'm excited
Love
too,
the
man.
spin dog.
Excited to talk to Marc Spindler, Detroit Lion great. The auto show. Let's talk about the auto show, man. Does it feel right that it's in September?
Very different.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. Charity preview will be on Friday, and then the auto show. There's just so many different ways to go about it. I'm ready for it to be, you can walk outside, you can enjoy Hart Plaza, you can enjoy along Jefferson. You've got the stuff in the Huntington Center. It's fine. So, I generally don't do well with change.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't. We talk about it all the time. And the auto show is great. Now, I like everything they do. Like you said, I enjoy the events. I enjoy what it brings to the city. But it's just something about Maz, and we were talking about it, having an auto show in the winter. You get to see the full-length coats over the suits or the fur coats that is very synonymous with Detroit, Michigan. It's something about having that chill and walking in the Cobo Hall, which is now the Huntington Center, but walking in the Cobo Hall off a cold night, off Detroit River, you walk in there, the lights are going, and you see everybody. I miss the lights, man. I miss the lights in the nighttime.
I thought they were going to change it to June. Wasn't that the original?
And then 2020 happened, and now
I think it's the dumbest thing ever to have it now. There's too much going on. College football, pro football, baseball. What if the Tigers were in the playoff hunt?
Well, back
it would have been horrible.
Back in the day, there was like a weeks-long media preview, and now I believe it was 2 days long, and I think maybe that's an indication of
it doesn't draw the same crowd.
Perhaps.
Right? It doesn't have the same effect that it used to have. When's the last time you guys have been, I'm not talking about working for Fox, I'm not talking about working the auto show, Maz, I'm saying, as a fan with a wife or a girlfriend at the time or kids or no kids at the time, last time you've been to the auto show?
Well, 2019, I went with my uncle came in, wanted to do something. We went down to the auto show. It's one of those January days. Yeah. It's gloomy. What do you want to do today? You go to the auto show.
Okay.
Same thing. I go every year.
Yeah.
Okay. We go every year. More than likely, I force my kids to go, but they do go. But again, it was January. I haven't done it. I probably won't go now if it's in September.
Last time I've been to the actual event, I went down there every year. I'll go for events, the glow lightings or whatever they're called. Dennis Archer usually does a really good party. That Dennis Archer Jr., excuse me. I remember they used to have the big event right off the water where the parking lot is, next to the parking lot that's next to the Renaissance Center, the GM building. Mary J. Blige performed, Kid Rock performed. That was 2008 or 9. Last time I've actually been inside, though, it was my junior year in Michigan. It was after the season. We had just beat Ohio State. And we lost to USC in the Rose Bowl. Chose to come back. My girlfriend at the time, we're walking around, Ryan, you'll appreciate this. And my mother appreciate this too. Girlfriend at the time, we're walking around the auto show. We're looking at the cars. We're just enjoying ourselves. Me, I'm thinking about the next step because, I decided to come back. I know this next time, I'm pretty much shopping for my car of the future. I'm pretty much shopping for what will be my first purchase. And I remember my girlfriend at the time, Catherine. I won't put her last name out there, but Catherine. We got to the Range Rovers, Ryan Ermanni, and she said, "Oh, babe, I love these Range Rovers." She said, "This is all you got to get me." She said that she wasn't my girlfriend anymore. I never looked back, and my mom couldn't have been prouder.
That is so great. I love it. No doubt about it. That is fantastic. So one thing about the charity preview, and this is no disrespect to any of the performers, but they spend a lot of money on these reveals for the cars. Step up the game and get like a huge act for the band or for the entertainment. I mean, I
agree.
Like somebody big. You got all that money there in the auto industry.
What will be big for you? Like, what will be big in terms of who's big right now? Who will be big for you? But you got to make it universal.
That's.
I got the winner.
Who?
J-Lo.
No, that's an L. J-Lo ain't made a song that nobody's liked in the last 30 years.
Who cares?
You got to at least have some music that's topping the chart right now.
What about Lionel Richie? Everybody loved Lionel Richie.
You gotta have some music that's topping the chart. Like based on what you said, I thought you were gonna go something new. You
can't go like Katy Perry, Coldplay. Like that's in a different orbit.
I
got it. Rick Astley.
What do you got, Jeremy?
How about Lizzo?
Lizzo.
You gotta turn your mic on. Oh, your mic is on.
Dude, that's a great suggestion.
As long as she doesn't have her ass out, I'm good with that.
Terrible. How about you brought it up, not Lizzo's. Yeah, I'm not saying nothing about Lizzo's.
I'm just saying as long as she doesn't have her butt out, because those events are.
You children. Can say that. I cannot.
It's children involved. I don't want her to have her butt out. That's not good.
Either way, charity preview. I think that would be a fantastic selection. Lizzo. It's Detroit. I was gonna say Eminem, Kid Rock. Then it gets
They've done it already.
Different.
Demi Lovato.
Somebody like that, like Lizzo. I think that's a great choice. In no disrespect to the performers that are doing that right now, but you want to make the charity preview like this huge, mega, elite event. Get some big time guests in there. Guys, I do want to mention this before we get to the Lions, because we've got a lot to discuss with the Detroit Lions today. I saw this story. Maz, you saw this story and shared it with me, that the Tigers are mulling bringing in the fences. Do you think they should do that?
They've built a whole team of pitchers so they can pitch in Comerica National Park. Now, all of a sudden, after they've chased all the great hitters away, now they want to switch and move the fences in?
You stole my thunder. Thank you.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, you literally, if you bring the fences in, you literally negate everything that you've tried to build over the last 10 years with your pitching staff. It hasn't worked
anyway.
No, but the starting pitching staff and all the injuries and the guys that have come up, they have given this team a little bit of an opportunity to stay competitive at least. I mean, is that...
Early on, yeah.
I understand the offense and your team offensively is atrocious, but if you bring these fences in, you totally negate 10 years of drafting pitchers.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
I'll defer to you on that. I think 10 years worth of drafting pitchers that can hold themselves accountable. You saw what was going on early in the year. They looked good in pitching early in the year. Now, you said that it will come to an even level as it did. But if you mix good player development with the pitching staff that you had in the past, that fence works. Now you bring the fence in, it's like, you know what? Now we're changing our direction. Is that the first sign of direction changing?
I mean, maybe. I talked to the next general manager about that, though.
Yeah.
Did you guys take a look at the worst at-bat in the history of baseball yesterday?
I commented.
Javi Baez?
Yeah.
I mean, what a clown. Where's the clown emojis?
What? No, those are left for me.
What is with
Ryan Ermanni?
Yeah.
Come on, Javi. That's embarrassing.
He don't care.
Yeah,
he don't give one.
He don't care. He's getting paid. He's like,
disgusting.
It's totally good.
I think for the thing, too, with Javi Baez, and this is just speculation, so once again, this is just something I see and I'm speculating on. I don't know for a fact. I don't know Javi Baez from, the man outside. Javi Baez is looking at it this way. Not only is he getting paid, because I don't want to say he's the guy that gets paid, that's all he cares about. Everybody on the Tigers sucks right now. They fired the general manager. Everybody is playing bad. He's playing bad. So I think from that standpoint, look, I'm just trying to get out of the next 20 games. I think that's how. If he was the only one playing bad, I wouldn't think that he didn't care about it. Everyone's playing bad. He's trying to get to the offseason.
No, I totally agree with that. Yeah. Here's where I'll disagree with you, though. You gave Javier Baez the contract that you gave so that he's not one of these guys. You know what I mean? So that he shows the young guys what it's like to be a true professional. Because a lot of these guys don't know. They don't know the long season that it is. They don't know how to be a professional, maybe. But Javier Baez is supposed to know how to be a professional, how to conduct himself at the end of the year, how to really take each at-bat like it's your last at-bat. I think that's when you give a contract to somebody like that, you want them to produce. But there are intangibles that I think... that you pay for as well. And I just think this is just such a disaster with signing Javier Baez. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Here's a quick follow-up to that, Maz and Ryan. I understand that, but has anyone on this team, including Javier Baez, has they ever been on a team this bad? Have they ever been in a situation where they were
No.
this bad, this least amount of hit home runs, this general manager just being chased down and eventually fired and gutted, this coach? We don't even know it. We don't even know what the general manager's thinking the manager's thinking in terms of, am I staying, am I going, what's the next move? It's just a complete show down there at Comerica Park. And I know Ivey's like, I know I'm getting broke off, but I didn't sign up for this.
No doubt.
We saw AJ the other day. It was at Birmingham Roast,
Was
chilling,
he?
having a coffee.
It's good. It's good coffee.
Yeah.
What was in the coffee?
Don't know.
Based on this season, damn sure been
Don't
some
know.
cognac.
Very good, guys. Hey, big show for you today. As we mentioned off the top, Marc Spindler, former Detroit Lion, really one of the really good Lions players in the 90s, man. Marc Spindler had a 5-year stint early on, then came back, finished his career with the Lions 97-98. We'll talk to him. Also, his son Rocco plays at Notre Dame. We'll ask him about that situation, what's happening for the Irish. Scotty G going to try to give us a winner as well. Woodward bets. We'll talk to him in about 80 minutes from now. At about 3:35, we'll talk to Scotty G. Try to get you a winner tonight. Football is back, ladies and gentlemen. Another AFC West showdown.
Man.
The Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But first, we will talk Lions. A lot going on there. A lot of injuries. We'll tell you who's in, who's out, what's happening in the NFL with the Detroit Lions. But first, a message from Outkick.
Outkick your coverage, fellas. The Woodward Sports Network giving you a chance to see Front Row. That's right, this Sunday. It's Detroit and Washington down at Ford Field. We are looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So, fellas, if you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. This is what you got to do. Post a picture of yourself and your superior-looking partner on Twitter. Do it quick. You can do it on Instagram as well. Make sure you use the hashtag Woodward Front Row and follow us and tag us at Woodward Sports. Hurry up, because we are selecting a winner this Saturday. It's for Sunday's game, Washington and Detroit. Outkick your coverage right here on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
There is nothing better on game day than rocking at a game day tailgate. With all the fun comes responsibility too. Host Liquor and liability, I repeat, liability is an important coverage when hosting a high school, college, or pro tailgate. Let Mark at Swiss Insurance. You know what? You saw the Lions fight downtown. That thing is something you don't want to have in one of your tailgates. So be liable for it. Get with Swiss Insurance Group, because Mark will have your back.
Absolutely. Welcome back to Woodward Sports Network.
You know who Mark's daughter is? Mark Swiskowski.
Who's that?
His daughter Ava, who was from Oxford High School and made it on America's Got Talent.
Get
and made
out
it.
of here.
Wow.
She took it 2 shows and wound up getting a gig in Vegas.
That's
Isn't that
incredible.
amazing?
That's amazing.
And the other day she was singing the national anthem down at Comerica Park. Ava Swiss. Shout out.
That's
There we go.
awesome.
There we go.
Ava
There we
Swiss.
go.
All right.
Welcome
That's
to
great
the
to know.
family, as we say.
Absolutely. If you're joining us on woodwardsports.com, we certainly appreciate that. New website. Check it out, woodwardsports.com. Lots of great content on there. Videos. You can watch us live, however you so choose to consume Woodward Sports. We certainly appreciate it. Want to get to the Lions, Braylon and Maz. Vitae already out. Tommy Kramer now on reserve, so that means he'll be out for 4 games. On the injury report today, Jonah Jackson did not practice with a finger injury. Frank Ragnow did not practice with a groin and foot injury. DeAndre Swift did not practice with an ankle injury, although he told Dave Burkett yesterday that it's no big deal, but nonetheless not practicing.
Said he hurt it in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And he still looked good.
Absolutely. Taylor Decker did practice, but again, offensive line, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And we were talking in the back, and guys like Maz and I, we're probably like, yeah, of course it's nice to practice, but these are big practice days that they're missing. Walk us through the days of the week in the NFL. I mean, to miss a Wednesday practice, now to miss a Thursday practice, there's stuff that gets accomplished in these practices.
100%. Usually, you watch film on Monday of the game pass, and you kind of start the week starting on the opponent that you're going to go in the weekend. Tuesday is your day off. Then when you come in on Wednesday is first down and long yards. First down and long. Like, basically, you come in, what plays are you using on first down? It's your install. These are going to be plays that you use on first down. These are going to be plays that you get to a shorter second down. So first down is very big as it relates to offensive linemen. So if you miss on a first down type day, Ryan and Monty, it's not a good sign. Now, on a Thursday, which is today, it's third down. That's where you make your money. That's how you extend the chains. You saw the Lions were 9 of 15 on third down. That is an amazing stat for the NFL. The NFL going rate is right around 42%, and they were above that. This is where you make your money. So guys missing like linemen, I understand it. You want them to practice, but you want to preserve them. But guys like DeAndre Swift, this is where running backs, this is where tight ends, this is where wide receivers, this is where you make your coins. Extending the drives, getting to the 50-yard line, getting past the 50-yard line. Now we're creeping into the red zone. On Friday, that's when you have your red zone and your short yardage and goal line. That's where you work on those plays. Guys miss those plays all the time. If you're a guy that like, give you an example. If you're the Buffalo Bills and you're Stephon Diggs, you can afford to miss a Friday practice. You don't want to, but you can afford to miss it if you got a tweak. But you're the Detroit Lions. You're trying to get to that point. You're trying to get to that point where you're winning games consistently and you're not letting games slip through your fingertips like you have in the past. So guys missing third down, man, says a lot about these injuries. They're more severe, not severe, but they're bigger injuries than they may let off. Because a guy like DeAndre Swift, I need him practicing on Thursday.
What are you doing on Friday?
Friday is your red zone. Red zone and goal line. So Fridays, you got your red zone plays, basically starting at the fringe, which we know is the 25-yard line, and then your red zone plays. These are how we're going to score points. Traditionally, the Lions have not been good in the red zone, so this is the day that they probably need more focus on than any other day, which will be Friday. That's what you work on. And then the big guys, you do some goal line stuff. Goal line actually is today. Goal line in terms of hitting is today. Now, they do thud on Friday, but your hitting on Thursdays, that's going to be the offensive lineman going against the defensive line, trying to get that short yardage and go, trying to get the ball into the end zone, trying to get it on 3rd and 1 or 4th and inches, plays like that. That's where you got to have your offensive linemen. So to have guys this early in the season missing important days like that doesn't spell well for a team that needs everybody there, Ryan and Mike.
Maz, I'll tell you, to break it down like that, I never considered a week of NFL practice like that. Wednesday is your first and second down. Thursday is your third down. Friday is your goal line, red zone.
Yep.
That's
Saturday
pretty incredible.
walk through.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty incredible to break it down like that. I just, and if you miss one of those days, you're going to be behind.
I always thought it was Mondays you go in, you lick your wounds, or you're excited, you watch a little film, or you're off that day if you won. Tuesday, you got your day off, do your thing, do your PR stuff, and then Wednesday I knew got it started. But I didn't realize it was that intricate. But then again, with that whole NFL language thing, man, there's new language every day. You gotta be on top of your game.
Yeah, when you're talking about so many plays and so much language, the language that is the NFL, the language that is the offensive playbook. Now you start here during training camp, man. It does conduce down, Ryan. The playbook does conduce down, and you get used to running the same plays, and you put a couple nuances depending on the teams you play. But that's how you break it down. That's how you're able to have guys and players focus and remain to remember plays, remain to remember conceptual concepts. Is third down is on Thursday, third down Thursday, red zone on Friday, Wednesday is going to be your first down and second down. You do that every week, you follow that consistent pattern, that consistent formula, you have success.
I don't want to freak out about all these injuries because we don't know who's playing and who's not playing. I mean, Ragnow might not practice all week, but
the beat writers are having a game. Fill in your ideas for the offensive line.
Right. I mean, and I saw Dave Burkett put a tweet out that said, you better put Penei Sewell in bubble wrap or something like that because he seems to be the only healthy offensive lineman of your main starters. Even Taylor Decker, who is back in practice today, but obviously banged up.
Bring back Lomas.
Here's what I would say to individuals worried about the offensive line, the Detroit Lions. And should you be worried? Yeah, you should be worried a little bit. But everybody's offensive linemen in the league, all 32 teams, they're not healthy. None of these guys are healthy. All these guys have some little nicks and bruises, and they keep guys out from time to time. This is how the NFL goes. If you see a lineman not play, that lineman is severely hurt. My rookie year, we had a lineman, left tackle by the name of Ryan Tucker. Toughest man I've ever seen in my life. Ryan was about 6'6", 315 pounds. Ryan played with a broken neck the whole year. Like you hear them talk about in the WWE, Kurt Angle won the gold medal in 1996 in Atlanta with a broken neck. Well, same thing with Ryan Tucker. He played that whole year with a broken neck. I saw the X-ray. Definitely had chips in the in the neck. He didn't practice the whole year. I'm talking about like once we got to the weeks of practice, he wouldn't practice. He would go out there and do walkthrough things, but he wouldn't practice. They were getting ready. They would, you know what they do? They put the needle in him before the game, and then he would play the game. So I'm not saying they're going to put needles in guys. We've gotten beyond that. At least I think so. But guys go through this. This is all a part of the NFL. So don't panic and hit the panic button just yet.
What's the worst thing? I'm sorry, Ryan.
That's all right.
What's the worst injury you've ever seen kind of been masked to go, like a guy that was injured but took the needle or they wrapped him up and said go out and play?
Oh, Ryan Tucker with the neck. Like I'm talking about, none of us. The offensive lineman kind of knew, but Ryan was a man's man. He didn't talk about it. Wouldn't let the teammates know about it. We knew he wasn't right because he didn't practice, but he never talked about it. He never said what was going on. He never talked about the needle. It was just slowly but surely, you can just see how he walked. Slowly but surely, you could see him grimace and take longer to get up after plays, and eventually we were like, what is he and what are they doing in terms of him and his well-being after football? But that was by far the worst.
One of the guys with all these injuries that are going on in the offensive lineman who has kind of stepped up has been Logan Stenberg. Your former teammate with the Browns.
Hank Fraley.
Hank Fraley spoke about him. He's the Lions offensive lineman coach. Here's Hank Fraley on Logan Stenberg.
I know this. He didn't fold. He had those 2 early false starts, and I thought he responded well to those. Offensively, we responded well. You know, there's always going to be things to clean up. Your first real action is different than, I would say, any preseason ever. I'm excited for him, and he gets to write another chapter in his book. You know, there's chapter 2, game 2. So we'll see, and we'll learn from it.
Pretty simple, you know, next man up. And with the injury to Vaitai, Logan Stenberg is the guy that came in, got an opportunity, and played well. And you anticipate he's only going to continue to grow and play well with the reps that he's given.
Yeah, 100%. He's gonna get better. The good thing about this position, you know, I was going to talk about this later, and we can kind of get into it, but this position, you got veterans at this position. You have Taylor Decker and you have Frank Ragnow. Those are 2 really good veterans to be a part of, to be on. And then you see what happened last year with Jonah Jackson being an alternate in the Pro Bowl. Penei Sewell playing well, so he's an experienced veteran to a certain extent. You know, you're in the right position to come in there and have success because you got guys around you that know the position, guys at that position that are considered pretty damn good in this NFL. So Logan's only going to get better. And then my former teammate Hank Fraley, ironically enough, played for the Philadelphia Eagles. Gonna be good that he has Hank Fraley as a coach, because not only can Hank Fraley coach the game, but Hank Fraley's played the game at the highest level.
I know you're not big on lists and grades, but Pro Football Focus did rank the best offensive lineman in the NFC. And guess who made that list?
Penei Sewell.
Penei Sewell. He came in 3rd in the NFC. Not too shabby. It's good company.
And I think, didn't DeAndre Swift grade out as the
He was
best
the number 1 running back. Yeah. Even though he didn't get the most yards.
I don't know what these grades mean. I just see whether you won or lost.
It's Pro Football Focus, so they really get in depth with their grading out.
What the grade basically means, let's say for the running back position, when you're not getting the ball and you're supposed to pick up a blitz, do you pick up the right blitz? When you're getting the ball in the flat, do you run the right route? When you catch the ball, do you catch it or do you drop it? You know, when you're running the ball, are you running the way the play is designed? You talked about schematics. Baldinger talked about our scheme, how our offensive scheme is, and you showed that play, Maz, where Amon-Ra was blocking. The left guard pulls around and he blocks down. So now they're telling you got to get to the 3-hole on this side. If he gets to the 3-hole and what he does after that, that's how you get good grades. Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you at where you're supposed to be at?
We are going to take a break. When we come back, Marc Spindler going to join us, former Lion. Absolutely. The Spin Dog. He's going to join us next. But first, a message from SMA.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health as well as addiction. Their new podcast, This is the S Word. And the S Word stands for stigma because we have to destigmatize mental health. We have to destigmatize addiction and let you know that it is okay to not be okay. Sean Jordan and NFL Alumni Association do an amazing job of having a conversation and getting you the information that you need. If you or anyone you know might be struggling, it's very discreet, it's very private. Just go to thesportsma.com and get the information that you or someone you can help may need.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag @Woodward Sports. Hurry because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition. Woodward Sports.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey everybody, it's Maz from Big Frog. You can get your free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in No Ride.
Free t-shirt.
Just stop. What did I say? Did I say free t-shirt?
No, you did.
Oh,
I was just repeating it, brother.
Stop it. Tell them that we sent you. They'll put you one right there on the spot.
Is your mic on?
You know what? My mic just died. Look at that.
There you go.
See that little red button?
Couldn't hear you, Maz. Big Frog, 24-hour turnaround. BigFrog.com.
No setup fees, no artwork fees.
Novi. Very good. We'll get Tom Mazawey's microphone working momentarily, but let's do it. Let's bring him in. He was a former third-round pick of the Lions back in 1990. Couple of stints with the team. Marc Spindler. Spin Daddy, how you doing, my friend?
How we doing, guys? Good to see you. Appreciate you having me on.
Always.
Like Mazawey. Forget to turn the microphone on.
This guy over here, man. You can't take this guy anywhere, Mark.
Exactly. What does Marc Spindler do on a day like today? What's Marc Spindler doing today?
We don't have enough time to get into it. I mean, I've been blessed. We got a great business over here in Illinois, along with partners across the United States. So I keep myself pretty busy. But when Maz called, I said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to see what you guys are about. I've seen you a few times, doing a great job, and it's an opportunity to just really see what's going on out there.
Appreciate that. It seems like we're connected family-wise. You're a former Jet. I'm a former Jet. My dad's a former Lion. You're a former Lion. So I think we're connected, man. I think we're connected.
Yeah, my time with the Jets, although it wasn't great. 3-13 and 1-15, kind of like the Lions love followed me to New York. But, I did have a great time there. I mean, New York, as you know, Braylon, is an outstanding place, especially when you're not playing that well, there's a lot of things to distract you, if you know what I mean.
Man, tell me about it. You and I can talk about that off air. Let's do this for a second. Let's stay away from the Lions for 2 seconds. Let's get into college. Obviously, University of Pitt. I know with the NIL, I've been watching Pitt closely this year ever since Narduzzi made those comments about Jordan Addison. I wanted to get your take on that because you look at Pitt. Pitt's a damn good football team. 2 thrillers in the first 2 games. 2 thrillers. But if they had Jordan Addison, it would have been that much better. Talk to me about your opinions on guys like Jordan Addison being able to leave Pitt, go to USC for the money. Because I don't know about you, but if Mike Godfrey, I would have been able to tell Mike Godfrey, appreciate the scholarship. I'm out, coach.
Hey, I can only wish and hope that back in my day that was afforded and awarded to us then. That is same for you. But the reality is it's a blessing or a curse. I'm all for it. I think the opportunity for free enterprise, understanding the money that these institutions bring in, just football related off the name and likeness of and the images of, their top stars. I'm for it. If someone's going to give you an opportunity, why not take it? I mean, when you get the ball stops bouncing, eventually, this is a great opportunity for some individuals to capitalize, to get some money in an account. Hopefully, it can be invested the proper way to give them a good start at life, because a lot of individuals don't get a chance to get to the next level. So those who are the superstars of today in college football, more often than not, are not the stars of the future in the NFL. So if someone can put you in a position to capitalize financially, and it's available for everybody, guys. It's those who want to exploit it in the positive way to say that we're going to understand this, we're going to accept it, and we're going to put a plan together to work the plan of bringing players to our universities. They're the ones that are going to do the best. I think it evens the playing board.
Yeah, let me clean this up for those before Maz comes and asks that question. Mark did go to University of Pitt, and now I was talking about Narduzzi. Jordan Addison, who won the Biletnikoff last year for Pitt, transferred to USC where they paid money. So I had to clean that up, Maz.
Hey, Spin Dog. What's going on, my friend? Hey, my mic was on. The battery just died, all right? Don't be throwing me under the bus, okay?
Right.
You're looking great, by the way, and thanks for coming on. Hey, I know you're following the Lions still in the NFL. That's your game. What do you take on this new regime? I know you're a man that just don't like hearing talk. You like hearing action. What's your take on Dan Campbell and this new breed of Lion?
Ironically enough, I learned a really great quote from Chris Spielman, who is now part of the organization. Let your actions speak so loudly they drown out your words. Every new coach that comes in has to have a message. They have to have a memo. And unfortunately, when you have a losing, we use the word culture. That's the big word, as the Lions had over the last 10, 20 years. Of course you have to come and you have to change the culture. You tell me the last coach that went into a winning program that had to change the culture. So ultimately, what happens is, to change the culture, you need to have players and you need to win, period. What kind of message is Dan Campbell going to give? Right? I mean, what is he going to be? I think he's a real man. I think he has a real message. He can relate with the players. But at the end of the day, Dan Campbell's on the clock. And either your record of winning or losing is going to really determine, your success and your future. I mean, that's it, period. It's a winning league. You have to win. That's it. There's nothing else. So you can say all you want, you can talk all you want, but at the end of the day, it's records, wins versus losses, that really determine whether you change a culture or you change a program.
Why haven't the Lions been able to win ever? I mean, go, please.
Simple answer. It's a simple answer. I mean, I don't understand how people don't know this. I mean, when you go back to the early 90s, all right, there's 2 reasons why. Early 90s, let's talk about that briefly. Up until the mid-90s, the Lions did have one of the winningest records in the NFC, behind, some great teams that we all know. San Francisco, Washington, Green Bay, Dallas,
New York,
right?
yeah.
And then the Lions fall into that category. So why weren't they able to take the next step? 2 reasons why. I believe didn't have the quarterback that was necessary, and all due respect, Wayne Fonts, when things went south just a little bit, he changed his offense and defensive coordinators like screen doors opened and closed. And just when you talk about developing continuity, you couldn't do that. The Lions in those years, I promise you, had 10 all-pro players every given year. Some of the best players in the National Football League. They just didn't have the continuity from the coaching staff year in and year out with the same message. Going forward, post that, Lions don't have players. They do not have enough players in the National Football League to compete week in, week out, year in, year out. Period. That's it. It's a players' league. You have to have enough great players to make your average or good players better. And the Lions simply have not had that. And, people, say, well, that's pretty simple. It is. That's what it is. There's nothing else. Is there something else that I'm missing?
Nothing
Ask
else.
yourself this question. Here's a
Nothing
question
else.
I have for you guys.
Yep.
Quick question for you, ask that Spin. Was Eric Kramer that quarterback back then? Just asking that question.
I think Eric Kramer could have been a quarterback that could have gotten us to where we needed to go if we supported him maybe in a couple different areas and stuck with it. I just don't think the Lions, and back then Wayne stuck with things long enough. I don't know if he did it to protect his own ass, but at the end of the day, when you look at the amount of offensive coordinators and quarterbacks that the Detroit Lions went through when they had this plethora of fantastic players, it was no doubt an opportunity missed, that there should have been multiple playoff appearances, multiple playoff wins, and potentially, a Super Bowl.
Spin, you were going to ask us a question.
It's really simple. Think about in the last 3 years, if we had an expansion team come up, and the only team that you can draw the pool from is the Detroit Lions, which player would you have taken and why? How many? We're just like to start with this year's crap. Who are you going to take to begin your new franchise? On this
DeAndre Swift is probably
Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, listen. Let's say besides him, besides Jameson, right? Besides the brand new guys that we have, right? But we don't even know what those are going to bring. But think about
to
it.
your point, you're grasping at straws. You're scratching your head trying to pick a player. You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Who are you going to take, right? And so it just goes, and it's not to disrespect the Taylor Deckers and the Ragnows and and some of the guys that have been along for the ride that are serviceable, good players in the National Football League. Let's not forget and disrespect the fact they do play, right? They are good players. They do play on a football team in the National Football League, and they could go elsewhere and be better. But at the end of the day, who are you going to start that team with? There's only one player that you would have did that with, and that was the guy that they traded away. That's it, Matthew Stafford. He's the only guy that you would have taken in the last 3 years to say, I'll start my franchise around that guy. And they traded him away, which, is neither here nor there. But people want to know, fans want to know, how come the Detroit Lions have never been able to win? They don't have enough good players.
Hey, Mark, I got to take a 60-second break. Can I keep you for another segment?
I hope you can keep me for as long as you'd like. I'm here.
Love it. Awesome. That's great.
I'm just getting started.
Awesome. We will keep you a long
Men
time.
love
Trust
you.
me.
Women love
we
you.
got a lot to
Children
get to.
love you.
We'll do it next. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
Old people, young people. That's Mark's favorite, by the way. Big Rocky guy, just like us.
Oh, God, get out of
He
here.
is. He loves it. That's the only way to pump him up.
Marc Spindler.
You got it.
That's how winning is done.
That's it, baby. Get to the Folding Warehouse. That's how winning is done as well. In Hamtramck, 2 ways to play: $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. 2 hours, $120, but you can put 10 or 12 people on the lane. How about the bar is high? That's right. They've got an open bar for you. Well, it's not open. You got to pay for it. 2 full bars.
Not much.
And, of course, over 100 beers they offer you. The $2 mystery beer machine as well. Bring your own food in or have it delivered. Get your fold on. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The Bacon Blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. It's also home to the Judgment-Free Zone, where you can work out for just $10 a month.
That's it?
Or upgrade to the Black Card for unlimited guest privileges, hydro massage, and much, much more. Join any club today or go to planetfitness.com.
.com.
That's right. Hey, having some fun talking football with Marc Spindler, former Detroit Lion, third-round pick of the Lions back in 1990. Part of those really, really good Lions teams of the early 90s. Marc, I want to talk to you about college football if we could. Your son, Rocco, obviously one of the best players in the state of Michigan, if not number one, I think, back choosing Notre Dame. Right. Just what? To put it politely, what in the world's going on at Notre Dame right now?
I don't think they know.
That wasn't a loaded question, was it?
I think they have to, offensively, they're searching for their identity, and it just hasn't been fluid. I mean, the offensive line really hasn't come together with the continuity that's needed, not consistently running the ball and not the ability to be able to throw the ball. Now you throw in the fact that Tyler Buckner, the promising young quarterback, is probably out for the year. It's going to be tough sledding. So, I mean, really, they're going to have to rely on figure out between now and the end of the year how to run the ball consistently, or it's going to be difficult. Defensively, I think regardless of, what the outcome of the last game was, I just think the defense has been on the field way too long. They're pretty talented, especially in the front seven. But unfortunately, as the quarters go on, you get wore down, and when you're spending more than 50, 60, 70 plays on the field, eventually you're going to get tired, and regardless of who's on the other side of the ball, you're going to get worn down and give up some plays late, and that's what they've done.
We're obviously a couple of Michigan guys. Would it be okay to ask you how Jim Harbaugh let Rocco get out of the state of Michigan?
It's a good question. I mean, really came down to Michigan and Notre Dame, and first I would say, look, two schools, two universities that are just fantastic. I mean, and why it came down to those two, I had, talked to Rocco and said, look, I think what's in the best interest is where can you win a national championship both on and off the field. And, in Michigan and Notre Dame were two of only several that probably fit that category. Having said that, love Jim Harbaugh. I really do. I'm a big fan of his in the sense that he's a competitor. He loves to compete. I think the recruiter was great. Loved the strength coach there. I think what it came down to was a little disconnect between the offensive line coach who was there then and really Notre Dame putting a full court press on. And the offensive line coach that was there at the time really resonated with Rocco. And at that time, this is the craziest you're going to hear. Kelly had just signed his new 6-year contract. And there was question whether Harbaugh was actually going to come back or they were going to sign him back. And there was that delay in signing his contract. And so, ironically enough, we chose Notre Dame. Kelly signs the 6-year contract. He's gone. Harbaugh didn't have the contract, and he's still there. So things could have been a little different. That contract situation, really was somewhat of a factor as well because we had some trepidation. Who would that next coach be? But in this day and age now, hindsight being 2020, I think we probably shouldn't put that much, credence in that portion of the decision. But we're comfortable where he's at today. Let me stress today.
And I think, and look, this college football is a much different game now, Mark. I mean, the coach that recruited Rocco to go to Notre Dame is now gone. Was there ever a consideration, and is that still a consideration? How fluid? I won't ask you about Rocco specifically. I'm not going to put you in that spot. But how fluid college football players' decisions are on a daily basis, on a yearly basis, how real it is.
Well, with the portal available now and the ability to be able to go after a coach leaves or go when you want, I think is another. I think it's warranted because too often, everybody says you go to the school because of the school university. Well, that's all well and good, but the real reason why you go there is someone recruited you, someone was like a father figure to you, someone that you believed in, and then those people just up and leave, and then you're stuck at that school for the next 4 years. And so, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander. But I think the fluency that you're talking about, the ability to be able to go, to at least one other time on without being penalized, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And as far as Rocco is, look, his main goal right now is to graduate in 3.5 years, and we're going to see where he's at, athletically at that time. And it's at that point in time that you have the ability to make a decision. Like, look, it's like free agent market out there today. We'll see what happens. I hope to be there, hope to win a national championship in 2 years there, which I really think Notre Dame has the ability to be able to do.
I hope all those things happen for you and Rocco, be at the national championship 3.5 years and playing well at Notre Dame. But let's play the what-if game. I heard you're familiar with a young man by the name of J.J. McCarthy. How good would it have been if Rocco could have blocked for that guy, because he is a what-if superstar?
Yeah, not only him, but Donovan Edwards. I mean, these two guys, we knew they were both going there. Really we thought Donovan was going to go there, but, it was strong inclinations that he would end up there. But J.J. McCarthy had a chance to sit with him at several of the football games. I mean, tremendous athlete. You talk about just a solid, well-rounded person. You can just tell, was mature behind his years, a great athlete. And it's by no great surprise that he's the starting quarterback. I mean, he just has a tremendous amount of talent, has big upside. Whenever you have the opportunity to be able to, block and play in front of someone like a Donovan Edwards, as well as J.J. McCarthy. I mean, come on, that's exciting stuff. But, looking what we have a Tyler Buckner that we think is equally as talented, a Logan Diggs that is a pretty darn good football player as well. But, I'm not going to, take away from what Michigan has in those two young athletes. And it's slipping my mind, but the guy that's actually the starting running back, he's pretty good too. He's
Blake
really
Corum.
good.
Yeah, Blake Corum for sure. Absolutely.
100%, yeah.
You got me up there? Okay, great.
We got you, big guy. We got you.
Hey, Spin Dog, stick with college here. This is a pretty wacky year already. Alabama barely gets by Texas last week. Texas A&M loses to App State. There have been some crazy games out there. Notre Dame, as you know, has dropped their first two. What do you put Michigan in their easy high school schedule right now, which we kind of talked about?
Man.
Now listen, the way we've been talking here is the guys would rather have Michigan play this kind of cupcake schedule, because that's the way the playoff is set up. Go in there and just beat Ohio State and get in the playoff. What's your take on that?
Well, at the end of the day, it's if you want to win a national championship, you're going to have to beat the best regardless. You want to have some tough competition. You want to have a difficult game prior to getting in there, because obviously once you get into that playoff, you're going to be playing more often not the best of the best. I mean, but the schedule, when you look at it, in one sense, it's embarrassing. The positive side is that you say to yourself that, okay, we can't control we can control the schedule, but this is what it is. We're number 4, I believe, right now. And as long as we win out and we get to Ohio State, we're going to find ourselves a Big Ten champion again, and we're going to find ourselves in a playoff. And so, anybody could beat anybody on any given day. I mean, you have to be leery when you're going to play like an Iowa who's not playing very well, right? That they have the capability, or some of these other teams that you're always going to have to raise your level up, because you're so expected to not only win, but win by a big margin. And at times, you don't have to get up to play Ohio State, right? You probably don't have to get up to play Penn State, right? You don't have to get up to play Michigan State. It's those other ones that end up being a little bit of track games that you want to be able to get off to a fast start, gel on all cylinders, and these are the opportunities to get some of your younger players into play. But Michigan is really in the driver's seat, but and I only say this, the road to the national championship probably begins at Ohio State, because they're on the road there this year. And I'm going to tell you, Notre Dame got them at the right time. That's the best time to get a football team that is a high-octane offense, right? Is when they're just getting started, not hitting on all cylinders. I'm going to be curious to see and really hope that the two of them are undefeated going into that game, because we should have a really good one.
You hit the nail on the head, because if you look at Ohio State last year, when did they lose that one game before they lost to Michigan? They lost to Oregon, opening up the season. This year, they almost lose to Notre Dame, so you hit the nail on the head. I'm of the mind this. If you want to play those two cupcake games, go ahead. Because Alabama's been doing it forever. But at the end of the day, once you jump into that schedule, Alabama's got to face LSU. Alabama's got to face Georgia at some point. Just like Michigan has to face Ohio State. Just like Ohio State have to face Wisconsin, etc. The only thing I would advise is maybe you play 2 of those cupcake games or maybe above average cupcake games because it is a little embarrassing, but add another Big Ten game. You play 2 because you play a total of 12, play 5 and 5. I think that's what you do. You make it just more conference games and less of these potential cupcake games. That's where I'm at with it. Because, I mean, Ohio State.
I love the idea of more conference games.
Yeah.
And look, you want to be, the old cliches, you want to be a little battle tested when you go into some games that are going to be truly a battle, right? You want to have the opportunity to be able to come from behind, get a fourth quarter win, because again, when you get down to nut cutting time, when it's, when you're going to play that Ohio State or get into that playoff, you're going to be playing the best of the best.
Yeah.
And you want to know that you've been tested, right? So if you've been coasting, and I can use some names and examples, but I won't, all year long, and then you get into these bigger games, sometimes they don't go the way that you want it to because you haven't played against the talent that you're going to need or going to face in the future.
Yeah, and this just came to mind as you were saying that, you want to be battle tested earlier. You're damn right about that. What if you make one of those games that should be a really, really good opponent in the conference play, make that early? Like, what if Michigan's playing Penn State this week as opposed to playing Connecticut? Then it's like, oh, you know what? Well, they did play Penn State week 3. So I think that could also be a kind of a strategy to throw out there for the Big Ten Conference. Maz?
Spin, before we let you go, I got to get a Lions and Washington Commanders question in on you. I know you guys had the trouble with Washington back in the day at RFK. I know we know all of those, but this is the new league. Now, last week the Lions and the Eagles. The Lions got a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, but it was almost like they kind of welcomed them into the backfield so Jalen Hurts can go the other way. That's not going to happen with a Carson Wentz. What do you think the Lions can do this week with Washington? They're favored for the first time in 24 games, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think from the defensive side of the ball, I mean, you have a couple very talented football players that really need to need to step up. I mean, obviously, Aiden has to play at the level, and I think he's very capable of. He needs to get help from the end that's on the other side, who has shown at times the ability, to be able, to do some things, but continue, get pressure on the quarterback, and these defensive backs now really have to show that they are who they were drafted to be, right? On the offensive side of the ball, I mean, you have this, let's call it, I heard Braylon talking about it, what we would call a veteran offensive line, and really this is the strength of your team, and you really need to be able to establish a running game. I mean, when you talk about 4 out of 5 or 6 or 7 first-round picks over the last several years, you got to have a back that's going to have more than a 500-yard year. And this guy looks like, he's well on his way to having maybe a 1,600-yard. And that's what you're going to need to be able to take some pressure off this quarterback. Because let's face it, throwing the ball down the field is not his strong suit. And to be able to, play action the ball and do those type of things, you're going to have to be able to run the football. So, hey, time tells. I mean, they got to win. It's you have to win now. Let me just say this. The blessing and the curse of the Detroit Lions is their youth, right? We agree. That's their blessing. Yep. The curse is because these contracts are going to come due. Either the first or the second year contracts are going to be coming up here very soon. And when you're a player that's put yourself in a position to get paid, you got to say to yourself, do I want to stay on a team that's losing? Or do I want to go to a team that I can win and even put myself in a position to surround myself around better players and make even more money? So if the Lions don't win this year, and specifically going to next year, a lot of these contracts are going to come due. I mean, let's face it, you have the highest paid payroll, offensively speaking, in the National Football League. $125 million or something like that. You need to get $125 million worth of results out of that, or you're going to have some tough sledding. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, Mark, final thing for you. I thought this was interesting. I'd like your perspective about it. I heard Rick Doc Walker, former Washington Redskins, played in the 80s. He's now a Redskins broadcaster. He was on today in advance of the Lions and Commanders. I apologize. Sorry about that. It's just still so hard, man. Still so hard. But he was talking about football today, and he said he hates football today. He said all these injuries are happening because the guys don't hit. You can't do football halfway. as the father of a son who's in college and who has professional aspirations, what do you make of today's football and how much hitting is going on in practice? I think there's like 11 teams in the NFL where
they held their players out of preseason.
They held them out of the preseason, and those teams were 3-8 this weekend in week 1. What do you make of all that?
It's a real fine balance. Here's what I'll tell you that you can't do. Here's what I know specifically you can't do. You cannot have 6 weeks of a preseason where you go out 2 to 3 times a day and you just absolutely obliterate yourself. And by week 3 of practice, like the Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice.
There
right?
you go.
And you are so beat down that you could barely get back to your hotel room at night, and then you kind of manifest that over a 10-year career. You cannot do that. But instead of having this happy medium, they have gone completely the opposite way, where you don't hit, you don't practice, you don't prepare, you don't get ready. And by the way, you're paying people hundreds of millions of dollars to play a game, and they're just not physically ready to do it. So look, it's somewhere along the line, you know, common sense, I found out, is not a flower that's grown in everyone's garden, right? but it's pretty simple that you cannot do what we did. That's just not good for the body, definitely not good for the brain, right? But you can't go completely the opposite way and say, okay, we're not going to do anything at all. So both from the college as well as the professional and even the high school level, right, there's got to be a balance there somewhere along the line, you know, but these coaches today are really handcuffed. When you think about an NFL coach or organization that is policed by the National Football League Players Association, talk about the players today. They ran us too hard. We hit today. We weren't supposed to. No, today's Wednesday. Nope, today's Wednesday. We can't hit today. Nope. We got our 10 minutes in last week, and they call it NFL? Come on, guys. What are you talking about here?
Amen to that.
I agree with you.
Myself, I'm not a big NFL fan today either. I hate to tell you this. I mean, the wussification of this football game has gotten to the point where, you know, it's hard to watch at times, to be frank.
I agree. They may be making $200 million, Big Mark, but guess what? They ain't played two-hand touch to get there.
The great Marc Spindler.
It is big business. It's big money, big dinero. And when you're investing big money into people to get a big return on investment, you want to probably keep as many people safe as you can, specifically those quarterbacks.
Mark, thanks so much for doing this, man. We hope to have you back sometime soon throughout the season. We love talking to you. Best of luck to Rocco and Notre Dame.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. You got it.
Guys.
You got it.
Big
Tell him to transfer.
That was Tom Mazawey. Hey, you never know. Maybe he'll play. Maybe he'll play his senior year, graduate year at Michigan. You never know. All right, we're going to take a break. Come right back. More Lions talk in just seconds. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by. They are available at Les Stanford. Got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease and purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford has over 300 pre-owned cars on their lot as well. All makes, all models, all years. Get off your heels into some wheels. Come on down today. Practically giving them away at Les Stanford Chevrolet. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new road.
Find them.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, listen, we're fired up. We got some NFL Thursday Night Football here to talk about at 4:30 over at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. I'm also excited to get over that App Store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best place to check all the odds of sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get back to that Thursday Night Football game. We need some winners. That's what we're here for. Listen, I'm taking the Chargers. Herbert's 3-1 against the spread against the Chiefs in his career. And I'm also going to take, as a little bonus, Mahomes over 16.5 rushing yards. Oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
At Alta, uptime matters.
Uptime.
Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, give Alta Rental. They've got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-2-GO-TO-ALTA.
I thought that was an interesting conversation, too, especially at the end with Marc Spindler. We appreciate his time.
Yeah.
He was talking about the football. There never seems to be a happy medium in anything anymore, right? I mean, in any facet of life, it's all one way or all another way.
It's great or it sucks.
It's black or it's white. It's
100%.
never gray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think when you have a football team, and I give Dan Campbell a lot of credit for this. I think it's one of the things that he tried to do in training camp, and that is have these guys hit. No, not hit 3 times a day. Not in practice, morning, noon, and night, but once a week.
Yeah.
Go in there and bang a little bit.
Yeah, you got to bang a little bit, as it relates to football, as it relates to practice, as it relates to pads. I remember kind of when I was transitioning to the third year and I was in college, my junior year, the first 2 years were 2 a day, 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 all the way through. And then you start to see players, what is wrong with you guys?
I gave Maz the finger, but I didn't think I was on his camera.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was so down here looking.
Mr. Whitebread.
He's busting my balls over here,
Well, you deserve the finger then, man. Relax over it.
All right.
Nah, I mess with you guys. But yeah, like when I went to my junior year is when they started to go 2 a day, 1 a day, 2 a day, 1 a day. And I think that worked well. That was a good process. It was a way to, get some hitting in, have some tough practices, but then also you come down to that 1 a day. A lot of times that 1 a day, it wasn't practice, it was shells. You kind of, get out there, you're fast speed and you're full speed, but they got to get back to that, man. I understand that you're paying these guys this money. It's a money thing. You don't want to get your $200 million quarterback hurt, or now your $200 million receiver. You don't want to get him or your $200 million DN. But these guys got to practice. They got to get out there. They got to get that timing, because it's nothing like going full speed in pads. That's how you get the timing. That's how you get the physicality. That's how when the season starts, you're ready to rock and roll. It's like coming out of the blocks, man, in a 100-meter dash. When you're doing all this kind of playing two-hand touch and playing with Nerf footballs and everybody's got their papers in their hand and, where's my assignment? You see guys not ready on game day. They're not ready to go in there and get it started week 1. So you got to find a happy medium. You got to hit, but you protect them at the same time.
Yeah, forget the old football that I grew up with, and definitely forget the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. But the 90s, you can forget that too. That's when the Spin Dog played and the Lions were hitting hard. Those days are over. Now you get the extra flag. You can't celebrate. You can't do this. You can't do that, and everything is reviewed. You can even review, if you're targeting and all of that kind of jazz. So those old days are over. It's part of the game now, and I've come to accept it. I just don't have to love it.
It's part of the game too, but some coach you see like Dan Campbell did it, where they got some hitting in. They got some hitting in, but they also took time and protect the players. Hey players, and just let them know. Hey players, next 3 days we're gonna hit. But don't worry, because the following 3 days, the following 2, give you guys some time off. We'll have walkthrough. We'll be in shells. Shells is the light things that go over like shoulder pads. They're not full shoulder pads. Like, just talk to guys. Communicate. All players ever want is communication. Just tell them, hey, we got, just like Dan Campbell did, hey, guys, look, you got to trust me on this. You got to trust me. We're going to hit. It's going to make us better. But I'm going to protect you at the same time and give you days off. Just communicate with guys. It goes a long way.
Aaron Glenn, is he worried about Aiden Hutchinson? What about Dan Campbell? What does he think will get the fans loud and proud in Ford Field? Those answers, you'll hear from those gentlemen next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. It is your last month to register to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren, I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
OddsTrader.com, the number one site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on all games from multiple sportsbooks. No matter what game, what league you want to bet on, NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB. We know we're not betting on the Tigers, but there are other teams. Is Aaron Judge going to break the record? Who's going to win in the Fall October Classic? Well, go to OddsTrader.com. Simply put, they are the best. Forget the rest. OddsTrader.com.
I think it's vital, and getting close doesn't count. Getting close doesn't count. We got to close these games out, and that's how we keep the support. We keep it loud. We keep them coming. I mean, that's ultimately what we have to do.
Winning will keep the fans there, but I'll add a caveat to this. Winning early will keep the fans going to Ford Field.
Yeah.
You can't start off 1-5.
No.
You can't start off 0-3. Hell, you can't start off 1-4. I mean, you have got to start winning football games. And I think, and I've said it before, and I'm not going to back off of this, this is an absolute must-win game. Maybe not in terms of the season, but certainly in terms of fan interest. And I do think having an atmosphere at Ford Field, having a belief in your team is something that they want down at Ford Field. And I also think for these players, look, Amon Ross St. Brown talked about it, Braylon. He talked about, being a favorite for the first time in 24 games. And he's like, look, we're an underdog every time we play because of our history. Teams look at us, they look at the Lions, they look at the history, and they know or they think that they're just going to roll us. And because of that, you do want to believe that is that's dead. But the only way you can do that is if you win.
The Lions haven't had a coach that they could connect to since Wayne Fontes, whether it was Marty Morningwig, whether it was Jim Schwartz, whether it was Mooch, whether it was Jim Caldwell. Don't get me started on that one. And we damn sure know the Patricia era and what it was. They were over the Detroit Lions. They bring in this guy, Dan Campbell. Everybody's like, oh, my God, who the hell is he? He's talking about knee slappers and pike coffee and espresso. But then they fell in love with Dan Campbell along the way. Then they fell in love with the message that he had. Then they fell in love with the identity that he was building. They fell in love with that last year. The off-season, they loved the Detroit Lions. They drank all the Kool-Aid because they believe in them, rightfully so. With all that being said, now you got to produce. I had a marketing agent when I was just coming out in the NFL. I love this marketing agent. The guy was fun. The guy was funny. He was a good guy. He was from Ohio, which made it even better. Me being in Cleveland, because I didn't know stuff about Cleveland. He was a great dude, but he didn't know what the F he was doing. I had to let him go. It's the same thing with Dan Campbell with these players. You want to love them. You do love them. But if they can't get to the bottom line, which is winning, hey, Dan, we love you, but we got to let you go. Hey, Dan, we love you, but you know what? We can't cheer for a team that can't win. They're in a good position where you got some players that are making plays. You got high-graded draft. You have high-graded players in Panay Sewell and DeAndre Swift. The other side of the ball, Malcolm Rodriguez in 49 plays. He graded out the fifth best lineman, the fifth best rookie. He's got some things going, but you got to win games, especially against a team. Ain't nothing special about the Washington Commanders. There's nothing special. They got some good players. Jahan Dotson. They got that same guy, Carson Wentz, that the Indianapolis Colts didn't want last year. Chase Young, Mr. Ohio State. He's not playing this game. You don't have to worry about that. Their running game didn't get going. On the opposite side, Jacksonville Jaguars, they ran the ball against the Washington Commanders. They threw the ball. Trevor Lawrence had 275 yards passing. This is a team that you can, and to be honest, you should beat at home. Got to win this game.
1-1 is better than 0-2. I know that sounds very simple, Of course it is. But when you're going into your first road game against the Minnesota Vikings, you do not want to go there 0-2. You've got to have this win. You're absolutely right.
And you know what? Go beat freaking Minnesota, too. Seriously. But again,
relax.
I got him splitting, but not this one.
Wait a minute. I understand that.
Pipe down.
I understand that. But we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings like they're the friggin' Buffalo Bills. This league is built for you to go win games against teams you shouldn't be. I mean, I saw it happen 4 times last week where teams with far less talent than the team they beat.
Name those
Chicago.
Teams. Who Chicago beat?
San Francisco.
Same team you told me that game doesn't count because it was in a monsoon? Well, try again.
It counts in the record books.
It does, but
what about the Houston Texans?
Okay, the Colts.
Colts are a playoff team. I think many people expect the Colts to be a division winner.
I'll give you one. That's one. That's one I'll give you.
I think Pittsburgh is not as talented as Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh defense is amazing. It has a chance to be super special. And on offense, they got one of the best running backs in the NFL, and Najee Harris. And they got a quarterback. They said, look, just don't lose the game for us.
Cincinnati, to me, they're the defending AFC champions. They lost at home to a team quarterbacked by Mitchell Trubisky.
But they also only had 9 wins in the playoffs last year. They only had, 10, excuse me. They snuck into the playoffs. It's not like the Cincinnati Bengals walked into the playoffs 13-4 or 14-3. They snuck in the playoffs. Don't forget that. The only thing I'm saying about the Minnesota Vikings as it relates to
and then the Giants on the road at the Titans. I knew there was a 4th one.
Yeah, the Titans suck too.
But I'm just telling you, these are teams that sucked.
I watched that game last
night.
None of those teams are the Minnesota Vikings. None of those teams. Kevin O'Connell. What did I tell you Kevin O'Connell was going to bring over from the Rams? We talked about it. You see how open Justin Jefferson was? No, that wasn't on accident. That's not just because Justin Jefferson is arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. That's because of what Kevin O'Connell brought over. Everybody's wondering, how did Cooper Kupp be so wide open? How was Cooper Kupp at 1,900 yards? Robert Woods got hurt. Odell Beckham got hurt. That's because Kevin O'Connell got him open. Justin Jefferson was wide open. Look at the defensive side. You know who Green Bay misses? Maybe even more than Devontae Adams? It's a young man by the name of Zadarius Smith, always in the backfield in the game yesterday. That Minnesota team is damn good, and you'll find out when we do Braylon's Top 10.
I will tell you this, and I understand they're a very good team, but as I look at the Lions' schedule, I have pointed to the fact that they will lose to the Buffalo Bills. That is a guaranteed loss.
Yeah.
You might as well not even show up to the game. Although I did buy tickets to that game. I'm taking my family there on Thanksgiving.
I'll check you out.
That's something new for you.
Yeah, it is.
Congrats.
It
Welcome.
is. Thank you. But again, I just don't consider Minnesota like the Bills. So, anywho, that's where I'm going with that.
And you shouldn't, because Josh Allen is special.
Absolutely. I want you to hear from Aaron Glenn. We'll do that next. Braylon's Top 10 as well. Lots to get to. It is a Top 10 Thursday.
Top 10.
We'll do it. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Gotta love getting a tan, especially in the dark days of fall and winter. 27 locations, 2 right here on Woodward, and more on the way. If you join the Pepper Club, they're going to save you $5 on unlimited tanning against any other competitor. Plus, the cleanest salons in the D, the Chili Pepper Girls, and you got the hottest deals, the hottest bulbs, the darkest tans, all at chilipepperstanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Not one bit. All right, and listen, every player's going to do that because sometimes you want players to go make plays. All right, and sometimes you go out of character to do that every now and then. Now you can't have that consistently. All right, but that's a player I'm not worried about, not one bit.
Aaron Glenn, Lions defensive coordinator, absolutely, and I do think Hutchinson will get Wentz this week. Wentz is not Hurts, and I actually what I saw Aiden Hutchinson getting it in the backfield. He just had no answer for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to make a lot of defensive ends and a lot of defensive linemen look real silly. I can't believe how bad I got that Jalen Hurts wrong. Yeah, that dude is.
By the way, he would have had a sack had they called the intentional grounding. That would have been a sack for Hutchinson.
There you go.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one. There's a lot of analysts, and Jalen Hurts is a wild card to predict for. You don't know what kind of Jalen Hurts you're going to get. You don't know if he's going to take that next step. So not necessarily your bad. Just he played a little bit better than you thought he was going to play. Looking at Carson Wentz though on the other side, and I know people that actually do stats, people that know stats, they're like, well, if you look at Carson Wentz, he's only actually had one bad season. Well, Carson Wentz is a guy that just doesn't play with confidence to me. Carson Wentz is a guy that looks like he's waiting to get sacked. It looks like he's waiting to throw an interception. And when you have that type of attitude, that type of mentality, when you look like that, guess what? Defensive players can smell it. Guys like Aiden Hutchinson, Charles Harris, they can smell it. So in a game like this, with the noise and coming off a barely win last week, I'm telling you like this, man, they're going to have to, and I think they will, get after Carson Wentz. But here's the thing about it. This is the thing where you're going to have to get some help. Okay, that secondary, Amani Oruwariye, Jeff Okudah, Tracy Walker, they are going to have to stand firm in that back end because they got some guys that can make plays. And if Aiden can't get to him early, well, Carson Wentz has shown you in the past that he can dissect a defense and pick you apart. So with that being said, got to get to them often or early, take them completely out the game.
All right. Do you know what today is, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
Does anybody know what today is?
I do.
What day is today?
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday. Do you know what that means?
I do.
It is a Top 10 Thursday.
Oh.
Ding, ding,
Braylon
ding, 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 ding.
Edwards.
I'll stay here and do this. Today, I'll stay in the chair. I won't stand up. I'll stay sitting right here. Or do you want me to stand up?
Whatever you want to do, Braylon.
You know what? Today, let's sit down. I got the good energy in the chair today. I got the good energy, a good feel. Maz is nice and comfortable right there. Maz has the microphone. That way he can talk as I'm doing it. Let's get it started. Today, we will do the power rankings in the NFL as I see it. Okay? Coming in, number 10 and 10 through 6. Here we are. The Denver Broncos. I understand the Denver Broncos lost to the Seattle Seahawks this past Monday night, but guess what? Russell Wilson put up 340 yards. They will get the ball to Jerry Jeudy a lot more, Cortland Sutton, as well as Andrew Beck, the tight end. They're not going to fumble the ball twice on the red zone, and twice on the end zone, on the goal line. And it's a tough place to play. A lot of emotions in Seattle. They'll do better. Number 9, the Baltimore Ravens. The reason why I have them 9, man, it's just that running game hasn't got going for me. Rashad Bateman as well as Duvernay, the wide receivers. I just haven't seen the connection yet. Lamar Jackson looks okay, but then once again, another left tackle out already. I just can't put them higher than that because I'm very skeptical about what they're going to do. Maz, what do you think about that?
Dobbins might come back this week. Keep your fingers crossed. And if you're a Ravens fan, we really don't know what that guy's got yet because he came right out of Ohio State.
Damn good.
Got hurt. So let's hope if you're a Ravens fan, he's the real deal.
Let's hope that he's the real deal. Number 8, the New Orleans Saints and famous Jameis Winston. That defense, defense looked a little shaky. Thought the defense was going to play better, especially against the Atlanta Falcons. But that offense is a real offense. I tell you this, Maz, if you put Tom Brady on that offense, the New Orleans Saints will be my favorite to win the Super Bowl from an NFC standpoint. So the New Orleans Saints got them at 8. They got the win on 8. A win in the division is a win in the division.
No doubt about that. And you know who else is showing?
Mike Thomas and Chris Olave.
No, another one of your guys.
Kamara?
Juice.
Oh.
He had a hell of a week, Juice Landry, for the Saints. And he is he is the real deal, man.
Juice has always been the real deal, and you got to think about it. He's motivated. One, he went to Cleveland, didn't necessarily work. He made one Pro Bowl in Cleveland, but it didn't necessarily work out. He left out there, bad taste in his mouth, and he's back home. He played not too far, about an hour and a half at Baton Rouge for Louisiana State University, and now he's the old guy teaching the young guys. Watch out for that team. Number 7, the Miami Dolphins. They beat up on the Patriots team. We know not to be good, but man, did they look good. And it's not because of the offense, although 270 by your boy Tua Tagovailoa. Jalen Waddle had a big play. Tyreek Hill had a huge monster play. But it's the defense. That defense looked really good on the other side. So watch out for that defense. And then number 6, we saw these guys live and in person. The Philadelphia Eagles, I got them 6. The defense, some room to work with, but guess who didn't play in that game? Jordan Davis didn't play a lot in that game. I bet they rectify that this week. And also Nakobe Dean didn't play at all. I bet you've seen Nakobe Dean a lot this week. So watch out for the Philadelphia Eagles. Have them number 6 on this list.
Can I, 2 comments.
One comment?
1, I hate that the Denver Broncos are on this list.
I don't.
Maybe in week 2 I can understand it, but I hate that Denver's on this list. 2, there were 6 teams in the NFL last week that scored 27 points or more. The record in those games, 5-1.
Yeah.
Do you know who the one was? The Detroit Lions.
The reason why you look at the Denver Broncos on the list, there's some teams that won, but I don't trust them. I'm not putting the Bears on this list. I'm not putting the Giants on this list. There's some winners, but that I'm not putting there on this list. I'm not putting the Washington Commanders on this list. I like what I saw out of Denver.
Great point.
In clutch moments. So I'm sticking with them as the only one-loss team on this list.
There is a team that I would put above there that I do not. There is a team I'd put at 10 before I'd put Denver there, because I don't think you have them in the top 5.
Who?
San Francisco.
No. San Francisco is a team that might be replacing their quarterback soon. We'll get to that audio. They might be replacing their quarterback.
Fair enough.
I'm definitely not putting them in after a monsoon game. So,
Fair enough.
So, and once again, it is week 2, so we'll take a look at it. I saw enough out of
What
Denver.
about Dallas?
What?
I'm kidding.
I put Dallas
It's a
30.
joke.
I put Dallas 33rd.
Bottom 10.
I put them 33rd if I could.
Bottom 10.
Let's get to the top 5.
Here we go.
Top 5. One by one, if we could. Number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers. Check this out. The Los Angeles Chargers. Oh, yeah. See, me and Fletch be having a conversation, man. That's my guy right there. 3 phone calls this morning, Fletch? 3 phone calls. Los Angeles Chargers, number 5. The reason why I have them 5 is injuries. They're only going to be as good as their injuries. Justin Herbert is the man, but they stay injured. Khalil Mack, although he didn't play for them, was hurt last year. You look at Justin Herbert, tweaked things last year. Austin Ekeler was hurt last year. Keenan Allen was hurt last year. And oh, by the way, guess who's hurt this year? Keenan Allen out with a hamstring, so he will not play tonight. But damn it, they still got Justin Herbert, number 5. Coming in at number 4, you got it, the Minnesota
You know what time
Vikings.
it is.
Kevin O'Connell has done an amazing job already. Kirk Cousins just looks so much more relaxed, so much more laid back in the offense. Dalvin Cook will still get his, had 90 yards rushing. But Justin Jefferson, oh my God, he is amazing. And then on the defensive side, you see Danielle Hunter and you see Darius Smith. Those guys side by side with Warner. Oh man, it's going to be interesting. Like the Minnesota Vikings. At number 3, we're going with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I understand that you didn't feel necessarily overwhelmed, if you will, with their first game. One, Giselle and Tom, they're now back good, so you know you're going to get Tampa Bay. Also, Leonard Fournette in the running game, man, there's something to be said about having a running game and pounding on that defensive line that is the Dallas Cowboys. And you saw Leonard Fournette hit Micah Parsons right up under the chin. Chris Godwin just getting back off an ACL, and then Julio Jones just getting to the team. They're going to figure things out, and they're going to do a good job, and it starts against the Saints this coming Sunday. At number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's really 1A, 1B, if you want to be honest. It's 1A, 1B, but I put Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill, he came in and he was ready. Spread the ball out. I believe 11 people caught a pass. He's going to get this thing moving and going and actually running the ball now too. Andy Reid starting to go with the run a little bit more. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran the ball. I actually can't think of who actually ran the ball more. It'll come to me in a second. But Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, they're going to figure things out. It looks pretty good thus far and on the defensive side. They blanked the Cardinals team for a very long time. Cardinals scored some garbage points later on in the game. But watch out for this Kansas City Chiefs team. We'll see it tonight.
Or how do you say it? Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacquiao.
No, he's a boxer from the Philippines.
Pacquiao.
There you go.
62 yards rushing.
Pacquiao.
Hey,
Pacquiao.
by the way, tonight, the end zones in Kansas City will be their retro end zones from the 70s. Because it's the 50-year anniversary of Arrowhead Stadium tonight.
They did
the sister stadium, by the way, to the original Giant Stadium. Same guy made both stadiums.
Look at that.
You can tell too. Got the Arrowhead. Has that at Meadowlands field at the top, like the small.
I
It
love
has that
it,
feel
man.
to it.
I love it.
And then if they weren't number 2, they weren't number 3. You know who's coming in at number 1, and that is Bills Mafia. Josh Allen. They just obliterated the Rams. After we saw the Rams really not be that good, we got to take a little bit away, but they destroyed the Rams at SoFi, the night of ring ceremony, and yada, yada, yada. They didn't care. They are only as good as everybody on that team because they are locked and loaded. Gabriel Davis with the 4 touchdowns. He left off where he finished off. Another touchdown. Stephon Diggs absolutely destroyed Jalen Hurts, who is DB1. The only thing for them, because now they have Von Miller and that defensive line playing really well. Poyer safety, Micah Hyde, the best safety combo in the league. It's going to be, are they running with Josh Allen too much? 35% of their runs are with Josh Allen. 212 quarterback hits Josh Allen took last year. If you want your guy to last the test of time, you can't get him hit like that. I know he's a big guy. I know he's good. I know he jumped over Bobby Wagner. But you can't keep taking that chance. Can't keep running that risk. There's a reason why Singletary is your starting running back. Give him the ball a little bit more. But those are my top 10 NFL power rankings as of week 2.
Fantastic. But do you like the Buffalo Bills running backs?
Not particularly.
Neither do I.
Not particularly. I think that is their weak spot. If they had one, I mean, he's okay, but he's not a starting running back. He would be okay if you had another running back, like if a starting guy, a guy I can see going, 20 carries a game, catching the ball out the backfield, Dalvin Cook type running back.
Cleveland's got the best 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Not even close.
They've had that for the last three and a half years.
That's why they're
now.
dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. So
can I be dumb for a minute?
No such thing.
Can I just be stupid for a minute?
Of course.
Buffalo Bills over under 15.5.
Wow.
I do think it's a possibility, man. I think these guys are just on a mission.
Yeah, why not?
What's the schedule? Would be the
they play friggin' a tough schedule, but
I might go under still. That's hard, man.
I understand that. It's a definite under.
Yeah.
But
Not definite.
But come on, man. I don't know. They're the most talented team in the NFL, man to man. And they're the hungriest team in the NFL, man to man. And I just think this is their year. I think they can. That's dumb. I get roasted. It's clickbait kind of stuff. But I do think they have an opportunity. They go to Kansas City. Maybe that's a little bit of a, retribution, for lack of a better way to say it. But if they get past that Kansas City game, it could happen. And I'm talking about 17-0, 16-1. It could happen. I think the world of this football team.
I was trying to look at their schedule.
What if they come in at Thanksgiving unbeaten?
I'm looking
that might be a better question. Will they be 10-0 on Thanksgiving?
Here you go. All right, so they got, obviously this week they play
Tennessee.
They play so they'll beat the Titans. They'll beat the Dolphins. They play in Miami. They'll beat the Dolphins. Beat the Ravens. Beat the Steelers. They'll beat the Packers. They'll beat the Jets. They got the Vikings. I know I skipped some game.
They do not play the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, they do.
They do not play the Minnesota Vikings.
November 13th.
November 13th, they play the Minnesota Vikings. I'm staring at the schedule.
What were you saying about being dumb?
Yeah. There you go. Good call. Good bring back that. To do what you to do what you predict they possibly could do. Which
I'm not saying it's.
I know what you're saying.
Possible. Thank you, but I know you. You got to reiterate it for the people out there.
Understand, for the people out there, he's saying it is potentially possible. There's that word potentially again, because it is potentially possible on any given Sunday. I think the two games, man, are going to be that Chiefs game and the Minnesota Viking game, and then one of those Dolphins games. I think those are going to be the 3 obstacles. It'll be one of the Dolphins games, it'll be the Vikings, and then it'll be the Chiefs.
If there was ever a team to go 16-1, 17-0,
you got it.
This is them.
Oh, they got to hold on. They got to go to Cincinnati January 2nd as well.
Cincinnati might not be anything this year, but
that's the last game of the year.
We got to pause on the Cincinnati. I know Joe Burrow threw 4 interceptions. I know they lost. I know it was a bunch of one. They should have snuck out of there with an awful win. And awful wins happen in the NFL. They should have snuck out of there with an awful win. But don't put too much stock in them being terrible. I mean, they don't have it. They come back against Dallas this week, so we know that's going to be a win. But you know how they play in January, because that's the same time when they beat the Chiefs and turn around and beat the Chiefs again in January. So,
hey, if you are watching on YouTube, hit the like button for us. We'd certainly appreciate that. If you are watching on Woodward Sports Network, we'd certainly appreciate that. New website, new content, new everything out there, and you can watch us live. WoodwardSports.com. Check it out. But first, the message from Cintron.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, and now they are trying to energize the community with the Red Wings, introducing their limited edition 6-pack with their 3 amazing flavors: the cranberry, the original, and the sugar-free. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings so you can get your limited edition. Join Cintron. They want to crown you. They want to be here for the moments. They want to re-energize the community, as I talk about. So Woodward Sports, we decided to partner with them so they can help re-energize you. Drink it. Live it with Cintron.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag @Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition, Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Bedrock, the Monroe Street Midway is open until September 25th. That's right. You still got some time to experience Detroit with roller skating, mini golf, art, live, music, food trucks, and more. Have a fun, safe event downtown. A fun, safe event for everyone from 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more info. We'll see you at the Midway.
So I'm very big into telling people how you feel about it. You know, every now and again. It's just, you know,
I love both.
You think about things and you don't say anything to people, and, you know, time passes. So last night, I called Tom Mazawey.
Oh, Lord.
Dude works his ass off.
Yeah.
He tries to make us better each and every day. Morning, noon, and night.
And
I wanted him to know that I appreciate him.
Yeah.
So I call him up. He doesn't answer. Fine. No big deal. We're all busy.
Yeah.
I leave him a beautiful voicemail. Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Let me guess.
Crickets.
And then no callback.
I did not get a call back.
Oh, Ryan.
At about 11 o'clock today, I'm just getting off the air at Fox 2, and I get a text message from him. He says, "My phone is really effed up. I literally just got your voicemail you left me last night. I'm sorry I didn't call you back." I appreciate that. But I will tell you,
I'm
if
not
I
done.
may.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not done.
I'm thinking, I woke up this morning and I thought like maybe I get a text message like midnight.
Still didn't say thank you.
I'm like, damn, something must be going on with Maz.
Some beef.
The lesson there is never assume.
Right.
Don't assume.
Right.
You don't know.
So with that being said,
I love you, Maz.
Love you too, man.
With that being said,
here we go. Shut his mic off, please.
A week before this past Sunday, I called Maz and left the same exact message. I called him and just want the same feelings. I'm like, yo, Maz, I just want to tell you, I love you, man. You mean so much to the show. Like, you know, you're our guy, man. Like, I love you. Same message.
Crickets.
Nothing.
But you didn't give me a chance. I was going to hit you up personally.
It was like an hour. So then I texted him maybe like, was it that night? I think I texted him like 3 hours later or 2 hours later. I was like, yo, like I left this message. What's up? He was like, yo, Bray, I was going to hit you. My bad. I love the message. I appreciate it.
I still have it on my phone. That shows you how much I love it.
You better, goddammit.
I have it. Last night, I was closing my pool, bro.
See, no, but that's what I'm saying. You never assume, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, my phone is effed up.
Yeah.
Since last week, where the AT&T tower started going haywire, I know anyone that's got AT&T as their service provider knows what I'm talking about. And my phone is effed up. And I'm thinking, my daughters are right. Once the new iPhone comes out, which is the new iPhone 14, they send little bugs to these phones. So my phone, as good as it is, I never drop it. I take care of it. It's on its way out.
To make sure that you get the new one.
So I can upgrade. Go to hell.
Yeah, I feel you.
I ain't upgrading.
I think
so thank you to my guys. I love you guys too.
Well,
you know that.
We're
messing with you. I'm joking.
It's more of a story about us than it is you.
Yeah.
Because
jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, it's a great reminder to not jump to conclusions or don't assume nothing. Just wait. You know?
Jimmy Valou writes in, Maz, thank you for always answering my calls and texts. Love you, Maz.
So great.
And Adam Morency. Thank you, Adam, as well. I love you all.
Well, I love
most of you.
I love the female that was just in the window here. If you take the wide shot of the window, she's not there right now.
Yeah, she's somewhere.
She's gone.
But she's looking at herself.
But
she was looking at Ryan.
It's a double-sided window here. You can see out Woodward. You can see out Woodward right here. It's a double-sided window, so we can see out, but you can't see in.
It's very perverse. That's all I'm saying.
This girl just comes,
very perverse.
Stands in front of the window, and she's all like getting in on this and fixing and adjusting and everything. And
so about those Detroit Lions,
and it's just hard not to. It's hard not to.
I love Birmingham. I love Birmingham.
So good.
Did you see Aaron Judge last night?
We'll get you a winner. We'll get you a winner tonight and this weekend. It is Scotty G. He will join us. Woodward Bets will do that next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 freaking years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house that tells the bad guys one thing:
stay out.
Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you stays safe. Call this number right now, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Hey, you, stay out.
All right.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Big boy.
Big boy.
Did you guys know for a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy? It's not just the Slim Jim, guys. It's the Big Jim. And how about the chili cheese?
I'm on my way.
What a tease that is. And
Chili
guess what
cheese.
else is new? It's the bacon blue burger. How about upgrading those fries? Forget regular fries. Got to go to the chili cheese fries, the nacho fries, and the baked potato fries. They're delicious. They also have crinkled fries, if you ask nicely. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Jeff Iafredi in the chat. We love him kicking butt in the morning with Adam Baydoun. I think the LMAO, I think they liked me touching myself. Also, Adam Morency, please, Ryan, don't ever do that again. My eyes, my eyes.
It's funny because I actually can hear Adam's voice saying exactly what you just read. Shout out to the guys. Shout out to the guys in the chat, man. That's one thing I love about Woodward Sports is we support each other, whether we're listening to each other's shows, giving each other information, or just giving each other, you know what, in the back. Love everybody here, man. It's a good network to be a part of.
I mentioned the morning guys. Want to mention Neil Rule, Terry Foster, Darren freaking McCarty,
Big bro.
kicking butt middays. Of course, the heavyweights at night, and this guy. The great Scotty G. It is his
Scotty
time of
G.
year. Woodward bets 4:30 weekdays, 9 a.m. weekends. Woodward bets on Woodward Sports Network. Scotty G, baby. How we doing? Football is here.
Oh, man. Appreciate you guys having me. Football is here. We're right in the middle of it, guys. We already got the week one overreaction going. Yeah. So, but it's a lot of fun being right in the middle of the heat here. But,
Thursday,
can't
man.
ask anything else.
It's bowling night, man. You excited for your night? How'd you do last Thursday, by the way?
You know what? I did okay. I, dusted off the ball. Hadn't used it in a while, and I think I shot a mid-600 some series. But you don't want to come out the gate sprinting, Braylon, because then your average is, too high. You don't want to. It's a long season, my friend.
That's why I bowled that 240, and I haven't looked back.
Scotty, let me just ask you quickly about before we get really into the games. Do you have a strategy going into week 2 as opposed to week 1? Because obviously, week 1 games, it's pretty much based all on last year's information. At least now you've got a week in the books of this year's teams, this year's numbers.
Yeah, I mean, really, typically I kind of bunch the first couple weeks into where I'm looking at more unders and situations that pop up because offenses are not in the groove really yet. They're not in the flow of things. So you see a lot of just for example, Sunday night we saw a perfect example of a Russell Wilson, and everybody in the public was all over Russell Wilson against Seattle. What happens? They go to a hostile environment. They hadn't practiced the silent count all that much. They had a lot of trouble. It took the whole continuity out of that offense, and we saw him struggle with a couple turnovers there, especially in the red zone when the 12th man was getting after it. So situations like that, I kind of like to just look at unders and kind of look at teams that I think are overvalued. And right now for me, that'd be the New England Patriots. I think they're trash. I don't like them at all. But I think because they're the New England Patriots, you'll still be able to get some value betting against them.
We'll get into the rest of the NFL, but you know what time it is. It's Thursday night football. That is the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium with a new painted field, but actually a nostalgic field. Talk about the game tonight. Keenan Allen out, Harrison Butker out. We know those guys are out. What do you think? Over, under, who wins, etc.? Give it to me right now, Scotty G. That's pause, no homo.
I'll tell you, I mean, I like this game here. We got 2 good Thursday night games in a row. I mean, we're not used to that, so thank you to the scheduling over there at the NFL. But I'll tell you, I like the Chargers here. Herbert's 3-1 against the spread in his first 4 games against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I would caution against betting the over. Primetime games are 3-0 over so far this year. Historically, they do go under. I'm just not a fan. Last week, I like the unders in the first half. I kind of am leaning that way tonight, under 27.5. Generally, teams are not in an up. They're not pushing, trying to score. So I do like the under in the first half. But I really do like this game as far as a couple props. Braylon, I like everything about Josh Palmer tonight. He's going to be the number 2 receiver for the Chargers. I like him to score a touchdown, and I also like his over in receiving prop. But my favorite prop, Braylon, is Patrick Mahomes over 16.5 rushing yards. I think that San Diego defense is going to have him moving in the pocket. I think he breaks one today and gets over that prop pretty easy.
All right, Scotty, you gave us the Brownies last week. Good call there. I did like them as well. But how about this week. You got the Lions favored for the first time in 24 games against Washington. The spread is up to 2.5 from 1.5. Who you like in that one?
Yeah, I mean, this one's kind of hard. I mean, truthfully, this is a game I think is a lot of pressure is going to be on the Lions. They know they can't go down 0-2. I watched a little bit of that Redskins game. I thought Carson Wentz looked pretty good. That offensive line is really good for Washington. So the Lions are going to have to get to him to have any kind of chance here. The Lions didn't put up any resistance against the pass game or rushing game of Philadelphia. Gibson's not bad, and I'll tell you, this Dotson kid coming in from Penn State is their 16th overall pick, scored 2 touchdowns. So looks like they may have a second receiver there. But I think this game's going to be tough. I don't really have a lean on the game. I mean, if the spread keeps going up, I probably think Washington would be the play. You could dip them at 2.5 up to 8.5. We call that a Wong teaser, where you go through the 2 key numbers, the 3 and 7. But I really like the under in this one, Maz. I think this is going to be a slower paced game than everybody thinks. The Lions are one of the slowest paced teams, and as far as the neutral situation, as far as downs go, the Lions generally are in the top 3 in the NFL as rushing. So I think you're going to see a slower paced game this week.
If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get to over 100 likes by the time Scotty G ends this segment. You know, all the talk with the Lions, where are you in season-long totals at this point? For instance, you know, the Lions, if you thought they were, you know, over 6.5 or whatever, maybe you could get a better number on a team like them now after losing in week 1. Are you a big futures player like that, or not so much?
You know, sometimes not so much. I will say, though, I jumped all over the under wins totals for New England after watching them and kind of seeing and looking over that roster, and I thought, how are they up there at 7.5, 8 at some books? I jumped all over their under win total. I think that's a 4-win team or less. So I did jump on it. As far as the Lions go, Ryan, I still right where I think I was at the beginning, 6 or 7 wins for me. One thing, though, that does worry me a little bit is Dan Campbell's ability to manage at the end of a game. I think him, trying to get, like, at the half, he tried to jam an extra possession, ended up allowing them to kick a field goal. I mean, I think he's going to have to work through some of them situations before too long here. I mean, the rah-rah stuff's all great, but let's see how he is with the chessboard.
Excited to be talking about NFL, but let me ask you just a couple MLB questions. You got the Twins who are trying to fight to get in the playoffs, I believe. Oh, shoot, I almost fell out of my seat. We got them in 3rd place right now. Talk about some of your best baseball bets tonight in the MLB. Give me just 2 good ones.
Well, Braylon, just kind of looking around at some of these, for me, I mean, you got to look at a team like Houston and the under. I mean, Houston has the most unders played in all of baseball. They got the A's, who are just a real bad offense. Lance McCullers is a pretty good pitcher pitching over there for Houston. So I like the under 8 in that game there. And then another one. We got a light slate here tonight, Braylon. We only got 6 baseball games.
You got the Mets and
another
Pirates.
One I got. I'm looking at the Pirates a little bit.
There you go.
Against the Mets. The Mets are starting to feel some pressure there. The Pittsburgh's got a lot of young players. I think that's a pretty good bet as far as an underdog goes here tonight in baseball. I wouldn't go too heavy on it, but I do think the Pirates stand a chance with JT Brubaker on the hill tonight.
All right, let's talk about our Michigan Wolverines, Scotty G. I know you're a big Michigan fan. Michigan against UConn High School. Who do you like in that game?
You tell Dan Orlovsky.
47 points they're laying.
I'll tell you what. I mean, just like last week, I know, Braylon and I, we were all talking about how good, we like Michigan against Hawaii. I think the play is to go the Michigan in the first half, if you want to look at that. So, last week, you're getting JJ. It was 42-0, basically, just like we predicted over on the Bet Show. I think you're going to see something similar to where you got.
Did you say 42-0?
Was it 42 or 35?
I said 42-0 on this show.
Yeah, well, hey, we said the same thing. Yeah,
look at that. Good for you. Handshake.
Good call, right? I literally thought they would score on all their possessions in the first half. Of course, the only one they didn't.
That's what I said.
Well, they would have.
That cost you the spread.
Yeah, it sure did. But that's why I like the first half. I think we kind of know what's going to happen there, and Michigan should roll them there in the first half. So that's pretty much the only play I'd make in that game.
All right, then MSU looks like easy money to me. getting 3.5 from Washington. That means take Washington, right?
No, I'll tell you what. I'm on the same side as you here, Maz. I think the Sparties are a pretty good bet. I think, going into the season here, the Huskies were ranked around 50th in a lot of people's polls and rankings. The Sparties were up there in the top 25 in quite a few. So just kind of looking at that, I mean, on a neutral field, I think the Sparties should be favored by 7. I don't think Washington. I think they're too high here. You're paying too high of a price on Washington. I like the Sparties as an underdog, so I'd take them on the money line here in this game. I think that the Sparties can get the job done.
I'm with you.
You got a best bet in college on Saturday before we let you go?
I sure do. I'll tell you what. How in the heck is Iowa giving any team 23 points? I didn't even know they could score 23 points. I'm taking Nevada getting 23 points against them Hawkeyes. That offense looks terrible, guys.
Wolfpack.
Very good,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Scotty G, baby. Scotty
guy.
G. Check him out, Woodward Sports Network, Woodward Bets,
Thanks for
all
having me,
that
guys.
great stuff.
No,
We'll
all
see
the
you.
time.
See you,
9
Scott.
a.m. weekends, 4:30 weekdays.
Hold
Just
good, man.
say hi. Just
See
say
you,
hi
brother.
for a minute. Come here, get up.
God.
No? Very good. All right, we're going to take a break.
I will say this though.
Who's that members only jacket behind you?
I will say this. Be very, very careful when you're talking about betting Michigan State. The reason I say that, they struggled against Western's quarterback for the majority of the game, and then they also struggled a little bit against Akron quarterback. He just kept turning the ball over. Michael Penix Jr., he's not going to struggle like those two quarterbacks did. So watch out on betting State.
Watch out.
Washington.
Watch out. All right, I better watch out. Who's that? Get
He's got that
out of there.
Javier Bardem jacket
Freaking
on.
Baydoun.
No home country.
We're going to take a break, come right back, but first a message from Gypsy Vodka.
Summer may be over, but Gypsy Vodka is still here. And guess what? So is the Mulligan. 8% alcohol seltzer by Gypsy Vodka. Brothers Adam and Mike got it right once again with this one. They even got the flavors right. The iced tea is amazing. The lemonade is amazing. But the mango is the flavor that I choose to love and drink the most. Hey, check this out. Support Michigan distillers, though. Let's stop outsourcing. Let's stop going out of the state. Support in-state individuals, brothers, females, our sisters. Support in brothers. Support in-state. That is the Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka, 8% alcohol seltzer. Be careful when you drink it. Make sure to drink responsibly.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need the little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Academy.
Academy.
Are you interested in expanding your career and making a difference in your community? If so, Academy of Warren for professionals that have a passion for working with students in the K-8 departments and more is the place for you. For more information on how to apply, call them 586-552-8010 or visit academyofwarren.net.
Maz, this came across Twitter and social media as well as Instagram yesterday. I mean, I guess that covers social media, covers everything. Yesterday, the Dream Team versus the Redeem Team. The Redeem Team, obviously, 2008 when they went to Beijing, they got the win because they lost the year before, 4 years before in Athens, Greece. You got LeBron, Carmelo, KD's a rookie. That team, or the infamous Dream Team with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, he's like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Who we got? Who you think?
Definitely Dream Team. Dream Team. Definitely Dream Team. This the best of all time.
It sounds good when you just think about it from a nostalgic point of view, and you're like, oh man, the Dream Team. We grew up on that. They had the basketball cards they were giving away at McDonald's. I remember all that. I I don't know though, man. You look at that dream team. You got Magic was old, Larry Bird was old. Them guys was old. You got Jordan. You got young Karl Malone and Barkley. I get it, but
we got Christian Laettner.
Yeah, he didn't play for a reason.
I know.
Hey, just quickly, my guy Fletch over here. Can't tell you how many times throughout the week, Fletch will look at me because he sees me doing something. He sees me in person, and then he sees me on the screen. I'll be doing something, or I'll be daydreaming, or whatever.
And he'll put you on the screen.
No, and he'll just look at me, and he'll be like. It's so funny because like you think nobody's watching, like or if somebody walks down, you're like, what is, you're looking over here or doing this or looking over here or up at this, and he knows I'm not paying attention or something. He'll just look at me and be like, It's so great. I love you, Fletch. You're my guy, man. You're my guy. Hey, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on the site, check out some of the other content that we have on there. Plenty of blogs up as well. Really good job by the team here at Woodward Sports. And one of the things that they wrote about, and you can get great information, and you see the video as well, is this video in relation to Trevor Bauer. So Trevor Bauer, suspended by Major League Baseball, kicked out for 2 years.
With pay.
For being a jackass, first of all.
For being yes. He claims he did nothing wrong. They claim that he did. It was all about some sort of sexual...
it was a sexual agreement with he and a young lady that he was messing with. She actually liked to be choked and be physically... Like, the physicality of that. And
like
she
a
said,
domination kind of.
There you go. And she said he went way, way, way too far.
And apparently... Now, I don't know if this is... It is being reported that this is the same girl that caused all the grief. But she just... I shouldn't even say it like that. But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm
she
not
puts
trying
out
to
a
be
video. Her
insensitive.
name is Chris.
Do we have that video?
We have the video.
Here's the video.
But we don't know if it's really her or not.
But that is how it's being characterized.
She writes, "This is the real Trevor Bauer. Free Trevor Bauer. He didn't do anything wrong." And she's laying in bed, supposedly next to him.
Well, that's him, isn't it?
I don't know. He has a mask on.
Right.
That's him, man.
So that is going out there. I don't know what's what, but apparently he's like trying to sue to get this all. This
He's saying he has video evidence that he did not hurt her. Why did he say that from the beginning then? First of all, they don't want him back in L.A.
This is a total crazy
They
story.
do not want him back. No one in that locker room likes him. No one in Major League Baseball really likes Trevor Bauer.
His best bet, this is my advice to Trevor Bauer. Let's say that this is the truth, and he has proof. His best bet is to sue the MLB because they kicked him out of the league before they found out
That's
it was
your
it,
best bet.
and then get money off of what you would have made, kind of like a Lloyd's of London deal, and take that and ride off into the sunset. Because none of them teams are messing with him after this.
No, he'll never play again.
He'll never
will
play
he?
again. He'll never play again. His best bet: sue the MLB, get the money that you maybe could have projected to make, take that, and start another life somewhere in Tijuana.
Now tomorrow we're going to be flying solo. Is that can we say that?
What do you mean? The two of you? Yeah, I won't be here.
You're not going to be here. We're going to be missing.
No Maz.
No
We're going to
Maz
be missing
tomorrow.
you today.
And
tomorrow.
No Maz on a Lions game either this weekend.
Maz is going back home.
We're heading Jersey for the weekend. My sister's getting married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My sister's getting married.
At what point?
I'll be in Jersey.
Question.
Yeah.
You go. That will always be your home, no matter how many.
Next year will be my split.
30-30.
31 and 31.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'll be 61 next year. I'm almost at the 30-30 mark.
Right.
I moved here in 93, so I'm 29 years here. But I was 31 when I moved here.
Wow.
So when will I be halfway? In another couple of years?
Yeah, I guess 2 more years.
Yeah,
31,
2 more
31.
years. So Michigan is my home, which I love.
You have
except
3
the winter.
daughters here.
I despise the winter. Absolutely
But it's
despise
not like
the
New
winter.
Jersey has the greatest
I know,
winters either.
I know, but there's more to do in New Jersey.
What's there to do in New Jersey?
Eat pizza. Go to the track. Go to any freaking game I want.
Go to the track.
I mean, there's
I
games
love
every
that.
day. we don't have the college games, but there's games every day. Unless I want to go down to Rutgers, the Jersey Shore. That's pretty fun.
In the winter?
Even in the winter, yeah. The boardwalk's still open. I can go get what the hell I want. You've seen The Sopranos. You've seen them walking on the boardwalk.
You know what I'm
before.
laughing at? I'm listening to Maz because it sounds like there's all these things to do, but I guarantee Maz is only doing 2 of them.
Sitting in
the pizza and the track.
You got it, brother.
The pizza and the track. All the other stuff was just a throw out to say it was better.
And number 1, Sammy Maz.
Oh,
my
God,
dad.
nothing better.
My
Nothing
dad.
Maz,
Going to be 95 in a couple weeks.
Unbelievable.
Not wood.
Amen to that.
I can't wait to see him.
On my bucket list in my life
is hanging out with Maz in New Jersey.
Yes.
Yeah. We got to go together.
Taking a trip to New Jersey with Maz. I want him to show me around.
I asked Braylon to hook me up and get me some tickets to go see the G-Man on Sunday.
I played for the Jets, but
I know.
It's okay. I'm trying to work my magic.
I know that
I
what
will
you play
actually
for.
be out there October 8th, man. Too bad you aren't coming in.
That's your
Jets
revival
alumni.
game, right?
Jets alumni weekend. I'll be out there.
Enjoy home, buddy.
Thank you,
We're
man.
going to miss you
I'm
for
still
sure.
set the show up for you. Don't worry.
And that's, again, one of the things we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Guy never stops working for us, and we certainly thank that. Thank you for that, Maz. We love you, buddy. Braylon, get us out of here, buddy.
3 things. Thing 1, stop talking about Alabama. They played Texas. Stop talking about like Texas isn't a good team. Quinn Ewers is a damn good quarterback. If Quinn Ewers doesn't get injured, they beat Alabama. Got to give Texas more respect than that. Thing 2, congrats on a hell of a career by Roger Federer. Roger Federer announced his retirement today. I am a tennis fan. It was the first sport I ever played, Franklin Racket Club, long ago. Roger Federer, 8 Wimbledon's 20 major championships. Congratulations to him on a hell of a career. And thing 3, I'm going to tell you like this, fellas. As long as you fight in life, as long as you got people by your side, you can do anything. I remember running into Ryan Leaf 8 years ago, and Ryan Leaf wasn't doing too good.
I saw this tweet of yours.
You saw that tweet?
Yeah.
He wasn't doing too good. He was fighting a lot of things. Let's just leave it there. But, man, to see him 8 years later on Good Morning Football on NFL Network, he's now working with Points Bet. He has his own TV show. He does hits on a lot of different podcasts. He also does some work for NFL Network. He looked good. He's married. His wife takes care, helps him in this situation. Looked amazing. I'm going to tell you, man, God is good. Keep fighting all the time. So proud of you, Ryan Leaf. Another Ryan in my life. There you go. But for Ermanni, Edwards, and with Maz, that's JB over there. That's Fletch over there. Brother from another mother. All he does is laugh and crack jokes the whole show.
What else is there?
God, I love you guys, man. Great show. See you later.